Hi loves, Maya is here, and I would like to talk today about fear. While almost the whole world going under quarantine, we all obviously facing the fact that things are changing and things will change, and no one knows how exactly. And this is a huge test for us to practice the most important spiritual lesson, the lesson of surrender and follow the flow of life instead of control, instead of grasping for, all the safety constructs that right now are on hold, and finding all the resources within. And there might be so many other fears for other people coming up, not only the internal fear, but, personal fears. And with social distancing, for example, fear of abandonment might be coming up. And I see all this as a gigantic opportunity to actually tap into collective fear and finally get that additional boost to face all of your own fears. It's like, standing on a cliff before to jump, and then you just getting the push and you're just able to take that leap and just surrender. And that's an amazing feeling of liberation. So coming back to fear of abandonment, fear of abandonment, usually it's being afraid of losing somebody or people in your life. But underneath the surface of losing somebody else, the root is actually fear of self-abandonment, fear of not trusting the self, that you're safe, that you're whole, that you're complete. It's the lack of self-reference. That's why self-identity is linked to somebody else. Self-validation is linked to somebody else. It's outside. It's not determined from the inside. So this is a gigantic opportunity to face the illusion that somebody else is the mirror that reflects who you are. This is a huge opportunity to actually go within and get in touch with yourself and find the confirmation that you can take care of yourself, that you're resourceful, that you're okay, and that you can actually find a lot of happiness in being one-on-one with yourself without grasping to the outside. And the same way goes to other fears. Fears of change, right? We're facing right now a change that inevitably coming. Everyone understands that once this is done, we're not going to go back to the regular lives. It's going to be something else. And no one has any control to what it's going to be, because the whole world is in it. So there's so many unknown to try to predict. And we even shouldn't do that. We should get curious to what is the opportunities for me. And another big thing with facing fears is actually related to excuses and procrastinations. If you had a fear before of starting something new, creating something new, showing up in a different way, having your voice, speaking your truth, because you were limited by the real world, so guess what? That real world right now is on hold. So all the excuses that were limitations, they're on hold too. So nothing holds you back but you. So here's the opportunity to take a responsibility for your own life, for your own well-being. We can't blame anyone right now. You have a complete freedom and complete power to show up the way you want, to be who you are, to create whatever it is that you want, to finally face your shadow. Face it, embrace it, integrate it, accept it, and alchemize. We all have a gift to transform ourselves and our lives. So instead of going on the negative path, on the path of negative bias, the way our primal mind is wired, constantly looking for a problem and sending you alarm signals that this is a problem, it is a problem. We cannot fix it, period. And shift into curiosity. What's in it for me? What I can create? And just tap into freedom. There's nothing that's limiting you. Yes, you cannot move freely, but that's not the point. It's not the freedom that I'm talking about. It's the freedom that's here and here. And sometimes we dismiss those things because we're running our typical patterns, because we're very much restricted with all the social norms and all that security and safety system that we hold on to. So that is on hold. What's possible if you drop that? What would you do if none of that restrict you anymore? So I suggest you to embrace your fear with a lot of love and with a lot of curiosity, and see what is on the other side of your fear. To finally realize that all of that scarcity is nothing more than a mirage, a phantom, an illusion. Please subscribe if you like my content. I'm posting regularly, and if you need any support, feel free to email me. I'm happy to coach on the subject of mindfulness, ego, negative thinking, sensuality, tantra. I would love to support everyone who would like to connect, and let's be positive, alive, curious, safe, responsible, kind, compassionate, collaborative. And let's learn to take care of ourselves with a lot of gentleness and love.